Sometimes you just know something happened, even if no one, including you, can remember it. Preston B. Nichols, The Montauk Project. Experiments in time. This phrase is not a fact. It's a doorway to a memory that lives outside of time. Why this concerns you? You might think this is a story about a base, about secret projects, about something that happened long ago and has nothing to do with you. But what if that's not true? What if you feel fear without reason, see dreams without explanation, hear a call, but can't find where it comes from? Sometimes to remember who you are, you need to hear about something that doesn't fit into the official version of reality. This video isn't about Montauk. It's about you, about what they tried to erase in you, and about what begins to return when you're ready to look deeper. Because when you learn that experiments like this were possible, you stop doubting your own sense of the impossible. You start trusting yourself, your intuition, the fragments inside you that whisper, "You are more than they convinced you to be." And that's when the real story begins. Watch until the end, and you'll receive a step-by-step guide to recover what was erased in you. A guide you won't find in books. This isn't theory. It's the practice of returning. The Forgotten Station. Somewhere along the coast of Long Island, there's a place that doesn't exist. An old military base, swallowed by grass, hidden by pines, surrounded by rumors, and silent on its own. No tours go there, no textbooks mention it. But everyone who's been there, or seen it in a dream, feels it in their bones. I've been here before. A haunting déjà vu. As if you remembered something you were never supposed to recall. Montauk isn't just a spot on a map. It's a gaping hole in the fabric of time. A station erased not only from reality, but from something inside you. They say it all started with a ship. In 1943, a destroyer vanished from radar, and then vanished from space. The Philadelphia experiment. Sailors' bodies fused with metal. Some lost their minds. Others simply disappeared. The project was shut down on paper, but off paper it continued. At Montauk, here stood the radar tower, low-frequency waves, fields capable of altering perception, modulations that affected emotion. They built frequency chambers. Some induced fear, others submission, and some opened portals into things that had no name. Fields that bent time, signals that pierced memory, a force you couldn't touch, but could use to command the mind. What were they really looking for? The question was never where to move the body. The real question was how to rewrite reality. Montauk was never just about waves and signals. They were after consciousness. How to twist it, how to trap it in a loop, how to make it forget, and then remember on command. They built machines, yes, but their real subject was the human being, the mind, the memory, time within the person. Some say that deep in those labs, there was a point where clocks didn't tick. A place outside of time, a point where anything was possible, and therefore, too much happened. They wanted to open a door into timelessness, to control those who still believe that the past is a fact, not a flexible code. But anyone who looked in there saw more than possibilities. They saw a shadow, not someone else's, their own. Because crossing the threshold means facing what was repressed, and that hurts more than any truth. So the question changed. Not how to enter the timeless, but how to erase what you saw there, and how to make sure no one remembers that they'd already been on the other side. Why is memory erased? Some memories aren't erased, they're hidden, like shadow entities, not in the basement of a base, but in the basement of the mind. You can't recall them, but you feel their effects. Fear with no cause, déjà vu with no context, dreams where you weren't yourself. Memory erasure isn't protection, it's suppression. Systems don't fear information leaks. They fear inner awakening. Because truth isn't a file in an archive. It's the realization that you are more than you've been allowed to remember. Inside every person, there's a place that once stood in Montauk. And the system will do everything to make sure you never return to it. What if you've already been there? Not physically, but as the one you were before this life, or in this life, before forgetting. Maybe Montauk isn't a place. Maybe it's an event in consciousness, something that happened and was then pushed out of reach. You feel fear when you hear about it and don't know why, or the opposite, a strange pull, like a call, like a memory unpacking itself, as if the answers are already inside you, but someone placed a block. This isn't a theory, it's a trace, like a burn on your energy body, a memory you didn't choose, but one that chooses you when the time to remember has come. You don't have to believe. You can simply feel, as if something moved inside you, something subtle, yet familiar. You might close your eyes and see a station you've never walked through, hear a voice that never spoke, and yet it calls your name, your true name. Maybe you'll never know exactly what was done, which words were erased, which doors you've already opened. But if you've made it to this moment, maybe this is the return, not to the past, but to yourself, to the part no one was able to erase. What I can do, if something inside you stirred, don't treat this as just an interesting video. Take these 3 simple steps. 1. Write down everything you felt or remembered, even if it's fragments, emotions, or strange thoughts, especially if it came suddenly. 2. For the next 7 days, observe your dreams and synchronicities. Note any repetitions, images, or symbols. That's your inner memory awakening. 3. Find 1 hour of silence. No screens, no tasks. Just sit with this question. What are they trying to erase in me? And what wants to return? This isn't just information. It's an invitation to restore your inner wholeness. If you follow this path, you are no longer a viewer. You are returning. How to integrate what you've learned. 1. Don't rush to explain. Don't try to immediately understand or tell others. Remembering is a process, not a concept. Give yourself time to feel, without labeling. 2. Trust your body. Truth speaks through the body first. Shivers, goosebumps, tears, tension, or a glow inside. These are your markers. Pay attention to where in your body you start to remember. 3. Create a safe space. Find a place where you can be alone with yourself. Not under a screen, not under someone's gaze, just you, paper, breath, and an inner signal. 4. Don't keep it a secret, but don't rush to expose it. This knowing is a sprout. It needs to root before it rises. Share it only when you feel strength, not fear. Ask yourself, what has changed in me now? Not in the world, not in the Montauk Project. In you. That answer is your real compass.